Have you ever wondered how to have a difficult conversation with someone, anyone, without triggering a conflict? Today, I'm going to reveal to you 4 secrets how to do that without offending the other person. If you're new to my channel, I'm Jules, trainer and coach. You can get more information like this for free on this channel if you subscribe and click on the notification bell, so that whenever I upload a new video, you'll be notified about it. I used to face situations like this all the time. I really dread doing it, and I don't know how to do it without triggering World War III. So when I would face these kind of situations, when I have to tell bad news to somebody, or if I have to give feedback on their performance, or if there is something that I don't like about that person physically, like a bad body odor, or even worse, I have to let the person go because our company is out of budget or the person's not performing, there's really no sugarcoating it. However, the ugly truth is that this problem will not go away if you don't address it. In fact, it will resurface and it will haunt you until you really look into the problem and really address the root cause. So today, these 4 secrets that I'm going to share with you is going to make your conversation and make yourself look more confident and more comfortable when you conduct this conversation with another person. Because I have used it and I know it worked for me. Secret number 1 is acknowledge responsibility. So be accountable. So in that situation, there is some part where you are responsible. Because if you have a relationship with a person, you're having a business relationship with the person and it breaks down, the responsibility is partially yours. Or you should take full ownership of the situation because you chose to be with that person. So take accountability, be responsible. So in that conversation, tell them that you are responsible for not dealing with this situation sooner, or you played some role in the outcome of the situation. So when you take some ownership or responsibility on that situation, it diffuses that situation, diffuses the condition that you are in. And from there, when the person hears that you are taking responsibility, the person will let their guard down and will reduce their defenses. And then you can open the door, step in, and get them to listen to you. When you take accountability, be responsible for that situation, you are in control of the conversation. Secret number 2 is to have an end in mind. Before you go into any conversations, have a picture of the outcome that you want to achieve at the end of this conversation. And how do you want them to feel after your discussion? What do you want them to believe or do? And then you lead them in the conversations towards the end goal. And throughout that entire conversation, do anticipate there may be a roller coaster of emotions. You may feel frustrated, you may feel angry, you may feel triggered, and every time you feel that kind of emotions coming in, you got to pull back and remind yourself the purpose and the goal, the end game of this conversation. So if you are there to give a feedback and it's not something fun to do, and remind yourself what is the purpose of having this conversation. It's because you are committed to their success. So every time you start to feel that emotion, you have to come back to the purpose of why you're having this conversation, to the goal and to the reason why all these conversations started in the first place. So always go into a conversation only if you have the end goal in your mind. Secret number 3 is to listen and validate. Never enter a conversation feeling all emotional, because this conversation is not about you. It takes two to tango. So if you go into an emotional state, your conversations will be 10 times harder because you're in your own space and you are in your own selfish emotion. You can't see it from the outside. So when there's another person in it, it's a 50-50 game. So you're going to listen and you're going to validate and you're going to go through this step a lot. So instead of arguing and debating, what you're going to do is to be patient, to listen and to validate. Patient, listen, validate. So it may sound unreasonable. You do not want to sit there and listen to them because you feel that you want to tell them off, you want to be frank with them, you want to be truthful with them, and you just want to get to the point. But agreeing with the person, which is the last thing that you want to do, is actually the most powerful way to communicate in a message. When you are doing this communication with that person, it's the most powerful way that you want to take control of the conversation. So if your child says that studying sucks and studying is a waste of time, how are you as a parent going to argue with that? A typical parent will say, are you crazy? Studying is not a waste of time. Studying is your future. If you don't study, what is going to happen to you? You better study whether you like it or not. So this is a typical way a parent will talk to their child. So what happens? Are you matching or mismatching their thoughts? No matter what you say, they will not listen to you as long as you mismatch their world. So when someone has a resistance, what you're going to say is you're going to agree with them. You're going to say that you agree, you understand, and you appreciate what they're saying. So I agree that studying is a waste of time. And then you see the door will open. If you say study is not a waste of time, you must study, the door will close right in front of you and you're not going to be able to access your children. Never use the word however, because these two words are going to show that you are disagreeing with them. So the technique that you're going to use is to use and you're going to use at the same time. These two words are very powerful because it is words of agreement. So what you can say is, I agree that studying is a waste of time, it sucks. If you're actually studying for your parents, or if you're studying for no purpose, if you're studying if you do not understand what you're studying, then there's no point of studying. At the same time, if you have a goal that you want to achieve, you're going to get there much faster than the rest of the people if you study. So see what happened. You are agreeing with the thought of your child, and then the child's door will open and you are able to access to your child, because it's like martial arts. You want to give a punch, and when a person gives you a punch, when you receive the punch, you're going to move sideways and let the punch redirect the punch. So if you're going to stand there, you're going to hit on punch, that is going to be a bloody battle. So if you notice the way I talk to the child, I'm not disagreeing with the child, I'm agreeing with the child, but I redirect the child to say that studying is not a waste of time if you're studying for a purpose, if you want to reach a certain goal. So the second you validate the person, you agree with the person, agree with the child, then the person will stop being defensive, and then that's where they will start to listen, and that's where you start to take control in the entire discussion. Secret number 4 is to communicate assertively. So it's very important for you to make your communication direct and clear, ensuring there's no misunderstanding between you and the person that you're talking to. Many times managers or leaders will go around a topic. They will circle around the topic because they're so afraid to go direct to the point. They will take a long time to reach that point, and they will go around the issue itself, hoping that the other person who is listening will actually get the hint and try to guess the real thing that they are trying to say, because they are so afraid that they will hurt that person. So in the end, what the listener does, that he gets really confused. He finds it so hard to receive or understand the message, and it will prompt a lot of questions, and the person who is actually yourself, who is trying to tell them the point, will find it even more difficult for you to disseminate the message, because you're trying to give all kinds of different answers, indirect answers, trying to hope that he's going to hit that point and you're not really sure he's really getting it or not. So it's more painful process for you if you don't go direct, and it's more difficult for the listener to actually try to guess what you're trying to say. So it goes straight to the point and end the conversation with a positive and encouraging note, so that at the end of the day, it really makes you look like a confident leader, somebody that who is very sure of what they want to say. So in summary, you need to remember to separate your emotions from the topic that you actually want to talk about. Take away that emotions, and whenever your emotions come in, straight away get back to the goal and focus on the outcome that you want to achieve. So there you have it, 4 tips on how to handle difficult conversations without triggering a conflict with the other person. So let me know what is your biggest takeaway from this video, and do share with me which are the tips that you're going to implement first. And if you're going to use this in your workplace, let me know how it worked out for you. Do remember to subscribe to my video and click on the notification bell and like my video. So the next time, whenever I upload my next video, you'll be the first to know about it. See you in my next video. Goodbye.